If you've ever said to your children,
now you people have gotten me angry. You know that every time you do this, it makes me mad.
nobody has the ability to make us get angry. We choose to get angry. It is our sole responsibility, and we should wear that heart and wear it properly. In this video, I want to share about parents taking care of themselves, but looking at it from a different angle. Taking care of ourselves in the sense that we should learn to detach ourselves from the outcome of our children. But the best way to learn to detach from the outcome of our children is us learning how to deal with our own emotions so that we can show up 100% for our children. Let me explain that. Detaching from the outcome of our children. You know, we give ourselves this great burden where we feel that the behaviors that our children display is as a result of our parenting. So if they don't behave right, we believe that we've not been parenting right. Sometimes it might be an indication, but not always. Especially if you know you've been very intentional and you've been teaching all it is that you need to teach. Most times I say the behavior that our children display sometimes could be a form of communication. In fact, most times it is a form of communication. Should you see anything lacking in their behavior, you take note and realize that it is something you need to teach them. So instead of getting all worked up and beating yourself as to how you have been a very bad parent, you want to rather just simply take note and see that there are gaps in the teachings you've been giving to your children. Our children, especially when they grow older, as twins, as teens, you realize that they have their own path. They're beginning to find their own path. They're beginning to discover themselves and what suits them. So even after you have taught it over and over again, you've been speaking, teaching, hoping that they will adjust and adhere to the things that you have been telling them. They still want to try stuff out. So they will make some bad decisions. But those bad decisions is not a replica of your parenting. So you just simply see it, you take note of it, and then decide how you want to teach it again to your child. But that sounds very difficult to do, right? I can imagine being called from home and then you are told that your child is suspended from school, your prim and proper child, and you are wondering how, what, when, where. We have 3 scenarios of parents and how they behave to this situation. One will drive to the school, yelling from the school gate as to how the school is very incompetent and irresponsible. How will they want to suspend a very well-behaved child? Then we have another one who appears and on seeing the child wants to club the child down. How dare you bring shame to me? How dare you, It's all about the parent. Then you have a third category. A parent who walks in and is very calm, discusses the situation with the principal, listens to all the principal has to say, even negotiates the number of days for suspension. Let's say she was informed that, he'll be suspended for 5 days. And she's like, a full week. Can we make it 3 days? And they simply tell her, well, we'll discuss again and let you know, but for now, take your son home. And then you are wondering, maybe I would like to be like parent C, who seems to be very calm and well put together. We all want to be that parent, but then things happen and we lose it, especially when you are so certain that what your child has been accused of doing, the child never did. But sometimes I will say, hold your horses. And when we appear so emotionally distraught, our children misplace their own emotions. Because at that point, they are thinking of how we are feeling and the disgrace they have brought to us, instead of reminiscing over the wrong they have done. So we don't even give them time to take in their action, feel what it is that they are feeling, and then deal with it. This is what not detaching from the outcome does to us. So, but what I suspect parent C has done It's not as if when she heard the news, she applauded the child. No, her heart would have been shattered. But she knows that this child I have taught, this child I have spoken, this child I have prayed for. I even spoke today. And I do all it is that I know how to do in my power. This is a very intentional parent. So when she heard that her child was suspended, she dealt with the emotion she was feeling right there at home. She handled it, or wherever it is that she was when she was called, handled that emotion, and then she drove to school feeling very in control. Why? Because she was able to detach herself from it. It's not as if she doesn't love her son. It's not as if she didn't feel anything. But she knew she had to remind herself that, okay, I'm not a bad parent. If we take some time to pause, most times what we feel is pointing back at us as to how our parenting is. When mistakes happen, why do we want to give ourselves this kind of pressure? Mistakes happen. You should know the kind of work you have done. Take note and say, okay, this is something we need to work on. So the ability to detach from the outcome is to ensure that first, you are an intentional parent. Intentional means you are taking note and doing the things that you are meant to be doing as a good parent. You understand your child and the needs that your child has. You try as much as possible to teach your children in the way they should go. So you see the things that are lacking, you go back, you teach. And how we teach also matters. How you teach child A is different from how you teach child B. Why? Because they have different personalities, so the way they assimilate, the way they take in lessons could be very different. You want to ensure that they are taking in the lessons that you are teaching them. And after you are so sure that you keep doing this, learn to detach yourself. Detach yourself from their outcome. From the outcomes they have. Detach yourself from it. Because the truth is, they will do things that we do not approve of. It's not a curse. It is just reality. That is life. They will do things that we do not approve of. They will do things that will disappoint us. They will do things that will break and shatter our hearts. But our duty is to love them, no matter what. And even if your child knows that no matter what they do, you'll yet love them, guess what? They will feel what they feel. They will come to their own resolutions. They will make the changes that they need to make in their life, knowing that the home or you is their safe place. And that child is one child that is going to thrive. And that is one thing we want to begin to do as parents. So parents, deal with your emotions. Deal with what's going on the inside of you so that you can show up boldly for your children. We can't give what we do not have. If you love this video, kindly give this video a big fat thumbs up for me and subscribe if you've not done so already. I'm going to be seeing you all in the next one. Bye-bye.